I had that recorded.
Aww.
We weren't recording. I'm sorry, Eric. I'm sorry. Your
Well,
comedy
dang.
muzzle going over the penis joke is just not going to stay on the podcast.
Are you afraid of nukes?
Am I afraid of nukes?
Yeah.
I think I have like a rational fear of nukes. Like I own a car and I own guns, and like I'm afraid of those things.
Any of that nuclear?
Yeah, he's got a nuclear.
Don't say that word.
Don't put it on the podcast, is what he's saying.
Nuclear.
Yeah.
Nuclear.
That's what I said. Nuclear?
Clear.
Yeah.
2 syllables.
That's what I said.
K.
Could we have nuclear cars? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could. Just a dumb idea right now.
I mean, it's a dumb idea in general. Do you trust the average person with a tiny nuclear
A tiny
reactor?
nuclear
Well,
reactor.
a tiny nuclear reactor isn't the same thing as a tiny nuclear bomb.
That's
Yeah,
true,
I mean,
but
it
it can
practically
quickly
is.
It can quickly turn into one, from what I
Practically
understand.
Is, yeah.
Yeah, I
Very
imagine-
easily. Let's just give any person the ability to become the greatest domestic terrorist.
That's basically why we wouldn't do it. If we could like miniaturize the technology.
You can't trust the average person.
Every time a car crashes, that just a nuke goes off. You're just sitting at work looking out the window, just a mushroom cloud. You're like, damn, another
God.
pile up on the highway.
God damn this Jersey Pike.
I mean, think about that. Just in this town, there's like a car accident every day.
Oh, welcome to
somewhere.
the AnythingCast, by the way. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
I'm Will.
And I have Say the Intro written on the board, so we don't forget to do it anymore.
That's
Ah,
Am I right?
yes. I haven't looked at
Yes.
the intro in months.
Yeah.
I mean, looked at the board in months.
I haven't looked at the intro in months.
I've never
either.
looked at the intro. It's
it's
you know,
ethereal.
I look at it
Truly,
all the
you
time.
cannot.
exists via sound waves. So
I look at
No.
it all the time. I'm the only one that really looks at it all the time. I look at the sound waves of us doing the
You
intro.
can see it.
well.
It's easy to see. You
You
just
see
gotta
sound
open up your
waves?
eyes.
This is Will talking about how much DMT does. He's
He's
You
just
can-
seeing like little like waves come out of our mouths as we speak right now.
Hey, I like the nukes question though. Are you scared of nukes? I mean, it's pragmatic to be scared
It's reasonable
of nukes.
to be scared of nukes, but I'm not like paranoid about them. I guess.
Well,
you know, I'm
did you hear that Russia has
space nukes. Yeah.
space nukes?
Well,
With
okay.
that-
Also, in addition to that, they also said that if the war in Ukraine goes badly, they're going to unleash their entire arsenal on London.
Why-
specifically.
Why
London?
London?
Yeah, on London. I have no clue. Realistically, I think that nukes aren't exactly that terrifying for the sole purpose of the mutual destruction thing.
Well, what's cool
Yeah,
about
mad.
something I learned is like people are like, "Oh, Russia's getting satellite nukes," but and like the more probable thing is that they're going to use them to destroy other satellites.
Yes, and we've had the
Mhm.
ability to do that for since
Since
the
the
80s,
80s.
pretty much.
Mhm.
So it's not
in
like a new thing.
multiple ways.
This is
Yeah.
just their newest thing that does that.
This
Like,
is they're
I'm
catching
sure
up
they've
to us
been
30
able-
years ago. Still,
I'm sure they've been able to do it on some level since then. I don't know.
They have. They've had rockets that could do it.
well,
the
I
weirdest-
don't know. Like with the fucking performance of their army, do you think they've had the capability? Like, I'm sure
Well-
they've had the knowledge to do it.
Here's the thing about
But
like
the question of do they have the knowledge is completely different of do they have the capability.
Well, here's the thing about military intelligence in general, especially when it comes to new tech and the like. What you're hearing about now was developed 25 years ago.
Like I said, we're hearing them catch
Like-
up to what we did 30 years ago.
Right. So what do they actually have?
Them, what we had 30 years ago.
No, he's
So you
saying
think-
like you think that
no.
the military, you think that the Secretary of Defense is being realistic and he's not just taking the United States public for a ride.
You
I
think he's
think-
giving us the exact specs of their most powerful weapons,
No,
and
no,
he's
no.
not
Of course
keeping,
not. I think
you know.
Russia is showing that they have the capacity. I'm not
Sure.
questioning that Russia. Like, does a Russian scientist understand like what a U.S. scientist understands? Yeah, probably. Right. I'm not debating that.
Of course not. The Russians are stupid.
No,
There's not a single
No,
Russian.
they are. They are.
They're
They've
animals.
been having a big brain drain, so I wouldn't be surprised if they had second-rate
They've got
scientists.
they've got a giant slingshot
And then
with like a
that's fucking true.
dog
They've
strapped to
they've
it.
had a huge brain drain since the Ukraine war. But the biggest thing is that what I think is happening is that they're showing their capacity, like
Mhm.
like
They're trying to wag their dick around a little bit right now.
right. But what's happening is we're like your capacity is our capacity 30 years back.
the behold, comrade, anti-satellite technology. It's just like a catapult with a rock.
yeah, for real. Like we're just like we could do it via boat, laser, or just a regular missile. What do you want?
It's I was something that I noticed during because I watched that Vladimir Putin Tucker Carlson interview. I watched the whole thing because most of it wasn't Tucker Carlson talking, so I could actually like just enjoy it for the most part.
Wait, can Putin speak English or was
No,
he? Okay, I didn't think he could. He might be able to speak some, but I didn't imagine he would lower himself by speaking the mongrel languages of his enemies.
There was a translator to the whole thing, and the translator did like an excellent job. Pretty much the entire world over is like that. That guy did an excellent job translating like tone, like the ideas to English. And what I gathered from it was a lot of like Putin was saying like, yeah, we realize that Russia is the third strongest superpower, and being the third strongest superpower is a lot like being the youngest brother, and you have to like flex harder than anybody else on the all harder than your other brothers.
Oh,
so they don't
recognize
fuck with you.
that it was us in China at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he definitely recognized that it was China, and he was like, yeah, China's at the top. The United States used to be, and China is now. And I think the United States is crumbling to the fucking ground, but they're still above us. That. So he would say that. I mean,
it's interesting that he would have the humility to put it Russia, U.S., China.
That's like, really going to be like more of how you looked at like, do we have a lot of social problems? Yes. Is our military crumbling? Hell no.
He meant economically mostly.
Economically?
Yeah, he was like the value of the dollar.
Nah, we're on the upswing right now.
Yeah, but the Chinese are doing better than us economically, in his opinion.
Nah, their economy's in shambles right now. They're going into a recession.
Are they?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know enough.
I actively.
Either. All I know is that inflation's
I want to say
a
I
bitch.
actively listen to Economist and like a lot of geopolitical shit. And from everything I've listened to, China's economy is going to shambles right now, specifically because their real estate market has completely blown up.
Ours is probably about to do that too, to be honest.
That depends on a lot of factors. We're in an upswing unless we don't unless politicians keep fucking around with the budget and stuff. Basically we're in an upswing unless they don't pass a budget, and then we might go into recession. Both Britain and Japan's gone into recession.
How much of our taxes, like all together, like out of the 100% of taxes the United States pay, how much of it goes to the military?
Like 80 trillion.
No, I mean like percentage wise.
80 billion. What is it? What's the number?
I feel like I remember hearing something about Reagan saying that it was like as high as like 35% during World War II, and it dropped down to like 16%. And he was like, "We gotta get them numbers back up, boys."
16% of all taxes I pay go to the military. God damn.
Yeah, I think he
at least,
in case you forgot, succeeded in changing a lot of the financial stuff going on.
And the war on drugs.
Yeah.
Another great success for the United States.
Yeah, he loved him some wars. Existential and otherwise.
He let his wife, whenever he made decisions, he let his wife do a tarot reading, and that's how he determined whether it was a good decision or not.
Do you know that she was famously good at blowjobs? That's like,
yes.
That's like a real thing. Nancy Reagan was the blowjob queen of Washington.
I think you've said that before.
Why is that like a well-known fact? Why is everybody like, she gave a great head?
Apparently she gave monstrous
head.
It
must have been the best head in the world. Imagine Reagan just passing off his wife.
Miss
and being
Reagan, the goat of head.
Swear to God. Sometimes you would be
send Nancy over there.
How fast do you think
she'll calm the boys down?
How fast do you think she can get a politician to come?
Like 6 seconds.
It's like a minute and 6 seconds.
They'd be like, he'd be speaking like before Congress, and like somebody would be sitting there being like, "President Reagan, like clearly this is a terrible idea, blah blah blah," and you see him and go, "Shick 'em, Nancy," and then like you see Nancy like crawl under the things and like go over there, and it's just like the economic plan, Mr. President.
Wonderful idea.
They're all like 80. All of them.
Oh, it's the best.
I imagine Nancy crawling under there like a geriatric Nancy on all fours.
I imagine it looks like
It's a
stroller.
geriatric. No, it's a geriatric Nancy, but she's like crawling around like a demon on the side of a fucking like from an Exorcist movie, like crawling like sideways along the walls, like bug like under like the tables,
like
and stuff.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, so they can't see when none of the other politicians notice her. She just like sneaks under the tables.
I just imagine you see them bump up like it's a Bug's Life at Disney World. like she's under their seats and they're like just popping up.
She goes under the carpet.
Yeah.
Just raises everybody. God damn.
Nancy Reagan, epic woman.
Yes.
Epic woman.
Goat of head.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Enemy of people who like to relax.
Is she still alive or is she dead?
Nancy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's look her up.
I think she's dead.
Nancy Reagan was an American film actress. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh, she was an actress too.
She was. She died at 94. You think she was blowing dudes all the way into 94?
I hope so.
God, I
man.
hope so.
I bet she gave the No Danger Adventure.
With skills like that, you wouldn't want to ever stop. I mean, if
Yeah,
you
why?
were known as the person who gives the best head in the world, you'd be like, well,
Do you think
It's like my cooter dried up
Do you-
like, like 18 years ago, but I can still produce saliva, bitch. Slide that thing in there.
Do you think at some point she just offered it out of it's like, I was known as the goat of head. You want to find out?
she's in the fucking nursing home, and her nurse comes in, is like, can I get you anything else, Mrs. Reagan?
You whip that bad boy out.
Here's the question. Knowing the entire legend, what would the three of us do?
Yeah, would you do it?
Well,
Would
if you knew for a fact that she was the blowjob queen, and let's just make this clear, Reagan's already dead, and you're a single man at this point. So morally speaking,
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's see that. Let's see
you
that
let that
skill.
90-year-old woman
Let's
just
see that
slob on that
skill.
knob.
she's like 92 at this point.
Let's see that skill in action. Let's
God,
see
I
if
don't.
she's still
He
got
said,
it.
I have
See?
respect for the raw skill. It's like,
She's doing coke and
I just have
MDMA.
to
and her fucking-
she's like, hold on, just like stretches your penis out and like puts a powder thing and just like snorts coke off your dick real quick. Just like, God damn, woman, you have a way of going about this, don't you? It's like, I've been doing it the same way for 50 years, bitch.
How do you think that I got the president of the United States?
Find a sexy picture of
Sexy
good-
picture?
good
There you
old-
go. There's a sexy picture of Nancy
Yeah,
Reagan.
she's got that 50s swag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swag.
Now imagine her just wrapped around her cock.
She's one of
Yeah.
those ones that holds your buttocks from behind. Like, wraps her hands around, just grabs you and throws your dick into their mouth.
Oh, there's no way she doesn't have a pinky in the stinky.
God, look at Reagan. He was so attractive.
Oh, Reagan was a very handsome fella.
Look at that. I mean, he got
He's a-
ugly as an old man.
He's a Hollywood boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got ugly as shit going forward. Then again, I mean, that's common knowledge. Being the president kind of undoes you in general, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's that picture that
It
that,
ruins you. Yeah.
that famous picture of Obama before and after presidency, and he just
Yeah.
looks so
God,
tense.
she kept the same haircut throughout her entire life.
Mm-hmm.
You're just jealous because you couldn't fucking sum up the willpower.
Well,
to
I mean,
do that.
she was pulling like in that black and white photo there. Like you can see, she's like totally pulling it off.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah,
whereas,
she's cute.
like
she's got like a boyish
she looks
haircut.
great. Like
Then this.
And
This is what she'd look
then-
like with her fucking hands wrapped around you, grabbing your ass and putting a pinky in you. Patrick, put up the picture of Nancy Reagan at 94. Now imagine
she
that.
is.
She pops her dentures out. She says, "Get over here,
I don't know,
sonny."
man. Look at those lips, though.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I get it. She's got some
Like
DSLs.
for 94,
Throat goat.
she's still got them dick sucking lips.
So Eric, you
Like-
still haven't answered. What's your answer? You letting Nancy Reagan suck you off?
Smashing
Again,
passing.
you know, ethically speaking and whatnot, if I'm single and we're assuming Mr. Reagan has already passed as well. You know, I'd put my job as an orderly on the line to
I
figure out
love-
if the dick sucking queen was, you know,
That's your career,
I want to
Eric.
see the
Your
I want-
career.
yeah, but I want to see the crown.
Patrick, Reagan is offering you $30,000 to be in the corner.
Nancy or
No,
Mr. Reagan?
on top of you get the throat goat.
Uh,
But,
but Reagan has to watch. He's a cuck.
Yeah,
He
he's-
wants to watch.
yeah.
I love watching Nancy give it to the other men all rowdy style.
Well, the good news is you get like the 87-year-old Nancy Reagan. The bad news is I don't think she looks much different.
But bonus $30,000.
30,000. So what do I have to do?
$30,000.
Just get a blow. Yeah, just gotta get a blowjob.
Yeah, but Reagan has to sit there and watch.
Reagan
the
has to get
entire
off.
time.
God,
Reagan has to get off.
He has to get off.
Yeah.
What is he doing over there?
He's jacking
He's
off,
talking
dude.
the entire time. Oh yeah, that's it. Get him
Give
good,
it to her,
Nancy.
Belichick. Give it to her.
You remind me of one of those Russian boys. Is he into me or is he into her? that kind of changes my answer here.
He's role playing that you're a communist.
He was a Republican from Hollywood.
He's role playing that I'm in Congress.
No, that you're a communist.
Oh, I thought you said that I'm in Congress.
That'd be funny too, but I don't know any congressmen at the time.
He wants Nancy to suck your dick while he fucks you in the ass.
Joe Biden was a congressman at the time, right?
I don't know. Was he?
I think so.
Joe
Yeah.
Biden was
Look it
a
up,
congressman sometime starting in about
The 70s.
Yeah, the 1789.
17.
I wanna say.
yeah.
Yeah.
From his age, that's right. I think
He
you're about right.
was about 40 then, I want to say.
Do you
Trump was just a little baby.
How do you
He
feel
held him
about
in his arms.
those theories that like some people are just vampires, like the Keanu Reeves is a vampire meme?
I
Do
mean,
you think those are like fun, plausible ideas? Do you wish that was true? I guess is what I'm saying.
Fun, sure, but plausible, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But I mean,
No.
do you think that it's a fun idea that
Sure,
they're
it's a
just
fun idea.
random dudes who
Like
are immortal?
that Nick Cage picture from like 200 years ago.
Exactly. See?
Yeah,
you
like,
know what I'm talking about.
It's fun for sure. Like I can't say it's not.
What about you,
Yeah.
Will?
I don't know what we're talking about, but did anything from the Ripley's Believe It or Not museum ever like fool you?
Fool me.
Yeah,
As in,
like you thought it was real.
wait, was that the thing with Ripley's Believe? I thought Ripley's Believe It or Not was all of it is real, and you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be
No,
like
none of it's real, dude. What are you talking about?
Ripley's Believe It or Not is it's all like stuff where you're like, oh,
yeah,
this
but they
is
got like
unbelievable.
they got like mermaids there, but that's not.
Do they?
Yeah,
I've
Yeah,
been
but
to the
those
Ripley's
are
Believe It
the-
or Not
those are
museum.
the
yeah,
hoaxes,
I have
though.
too, but yeah, they're not real.
Like some stuff in Ripley's Believe It or Not. I don't know about the museum, but I know like the show or whatever. There was a whole thing where it was just like, we're gonna tell you this crazy story, and then like we'll tell you whether or not it was true.
Oh,
And of course,
so it was like
sometimes it was true because otherwise, it was the same thing as the show Fact or Fiction.
Yeah, Fact or Fiction. That's what I was thinking of. Fact or Fiction was like one of my favorite shows.
Was that
Or
fact
fiction.
or was it fiction?
Who was that guy?
It was a guy from Star Trek.
Yeah, he played Riker.
Yeah.
Was it? Oh yeah. I don't know his name.
Why is he so attractive? Like
He has that bear energy.
He does. He's got that real bear energy. He looks like Barry Kramer from Game Grumps.
Pretty sure Riker is bi in the show.
Is he? All I know is he sits weird.
I think he's bi.
I know
I
he
don't know.
jacks off in the
I don't know. A
holodeck.
Trekkie will correct us.
Yeah,
so it's
fucking-
okay.
Yeah.
Get in the fucking comments, Trekkie. Get
Yeah.
where you fucking belong. Answer the fucking question.
Mandarin and Klingon.
Yeah, any roaming Trekkie who happens to come across, please, yes, not only answer the question, but answer it in Klingon, just to make sure you give us a Star Trek themed fuck you, so that none of us here can read it.
I went to the Ripley's Believe It or Not museum in Florida, and all I remember is they had an actual mummy there, which I thought was fucking weird. And it was in the sarcophagus still, and they like wouldn't let you fucking see it. They were just like, yeah, it's in there, trust us. And then there was a picture of like a real, like the world's tallest man, and like to scale of how tall he was.
I don't think Egypt would let Ripley's.
I know,
museum have
and
a
now that I'm
mummy.
thinking about it, and you're like, did any of it fool you? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, if that stuff was fake the whole time, then yeah, I guess it did. That on that same trip, I went to the Museum of Death. Have either of you guys ever been there?
No.
I think it's in Florida too, but the Museum of Death is like you go in there and they talk about like all the ways people can die and like all this it's all this stuff related to death.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
So my dad takes my ass in there. I'm like 10.
I might have heard of this from you, even.
Yeah, maybe. And then at the end of the museum, they've got this dead flayed guy. Like in the last room, like before you leave and go into the fucking gift shop, right? Because the Museum of Death has to have a gift shop. But
Of course.
there's this podium that's like the size of this table. It's just rotating
beef
and
jerky.
spinning, and it's just this flayed man like posed and like moving and rotating in a circle. And 10-year-old me did not like that one bit. The seeing some guy flayed and like knowing he's actually dead and him being moving just was too much for 10-year-old. I just started screaming and ran away. I think I fell over first. I fell over and then I because I saw it because I didn't know what the fuck it was at first. My brain registered dead and moving, and my brain didn't know what to do. Fell over, screamed, and then scrambled to my feet and ran away.
Can I make a comment?
Sure.
I think in every story, like where you get traumatized as a child, you always scream and fall over and then run away.
He was a very dramatic child.
Is
there another one you've got in mind? I'm trying to think of like stories that I got traumatized as a child.
I don't keep up with all your childhood trauma stories, but all of them that come to me.
Yeah, that time that 7 foot tall
enough to where I'm like, this always
raped
happens.
you and you screamed and you fell down and then he raped you.
Yeah, I was
because
gonna say he had his way with
enough.
me afterwards. The only other time I can think of where I think I screamed and fell down was when my dad threw a tear gas grenade at me. And I remember it hit me, and I caught it, and it hit me, and I fell over, and then it sprayed all over me, and I screamed, and I scrambled to my feet, and I ran away.
He threw an active tear gas grenade at you.
Yeah. He said, "Hey Patrick, catch." He popped the tear gas grenade and was like, "Hi, hey Patrick, catch," and threw a tear gas grenade at me.
In the house?
We were out in the shed right behind the house. Yes.
Ah, okay, because that was a bold move.
It was a bold ass dude. Trust me, the backyard smelled like tear gas for weeks. Like that shit gets into everything. My first reaction, of course, was to go in. My first reaction, of course, was to go into the house and then try to wash the tear gas off of me in the sink, which I don't know if you've ever tried that, but that's the opposite of what you're supposed to do. All that does is smear it into new places.
What are you supposed to do?
Just sit and fucking wait. It's sit and stew in the pain. That is all you can do. You get yourself wet, it just makes it worse.
Dab it with paper towels, maybe some milk.
Maybe some milk. I don't know. If I had milk.
Some milk.
My mother was like so fucking livid, of course. She was like, "What the fuck did you do? You tear gassed our son."
Yeah.
How do you get a tear gas grenade?
Army surplus, I think.
Motherfucker. I've never seen a live tear gas grenade.
I have no idea. I don't go to Army surplus. Knowing my father, he probably talked to the guy at the Army surplus and was like, "Yep, I was in the Marines for 10 years. Y'all got any tear gas grenades? I want to show my son what tear gassing is like."
I mortared some people. Give me some tear gas grenades.
Yeah, you're the third one this week coming in here talking about how many men he mortared. Yeah, we keep a certain stock for tear gas grenades for fellers like you. Hold on 1 minute, I got them in the back.
You're a certain brand of Marine that I like.
I wonder how many.
Do you need any of the white phosphorus or the fragmentation or high explosive grenades either?
Yeah, we got IEDs, 50 cal, tear gas grenades. I mean, whatever you need, honestly. We keep all of it in the back. We just don't sell it to the public unless you're a veteran.
And don't worry, I'm not being facetious. We don't sell bomb-making materials. We have pre-made IEDs that you can set up on the roadway.
It comes with a burner phone.
With the burner phone trigger.
Did you guys ever make homemade explosives when you were a teenager?
No.
Really? Is that an only me thing?
What?
I'm kind of surprised we're in Mississippi.
I emptied out like fireworks into other fireworks to see what would happen, but nothing much ever came of it.
My dad had so much gunpowder around, I just made a bunch of explosives.
Nah, I was much too helicopter parented to get away with that.
To be honest, I have no idea how I got away with it. I mean, I made pipe bombs though. That was my thing. Back when the internet was like new and there was that anarchist cookbook thing.
Yeah.
I got the anarchist cookbook with my neighbor. Well, he got it, and then he printed it off, the dumb fucking piece of shit. Printed it off, and then kept it under his bed, and then we started making stuff out of the anarchist cookbook. And one of them was pipe bombs.
How do you make pipe bombs?
Fucking lots of gunpowder in a pipe. Big surprise. PVC gunpowder and a fucking wick, basically. It's not the hardest thing. That
did you
and
just
Molotov.
screw with basically dynamite sticks, or did you actually make?
It's basically dynamite sticks. I don't
never
remember
made,
the
a
specifics.
nail bomb or anything like that.
I think we made one nail bomb, but I think that was like the only time we ever, because like it just made a mess basically. And then we were like, okay,
They're
what are we going to do?
dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, then we were like, okay, what are we going to do? There's nails everywhere. Are we going to clean up all the nails? Somebody's going to notice the nails. Of course, nobody ever noticed the nails because my neighbor's parents were the most neglectful fucking parents in the world.
What did they think you guys were doing while you were setting off bombs?
It's a good fucking question. I wonder if they weren't there. I don't know.
I would hope so.
I mean, his dad was morbidly obese. He was my 600-pound life level of huge, and his mother worked. So we could get away with basically anything because his dad wouldn't fucking get off his fat ass and come check and see what we were doing. He'd just scream at him.
I shoot guns on my property sometimes, just in between tasks, just to, have fun, have a good time, blow off some steam.
What are you pointing at, Will? I mean, yeah,
I just couldn't hear Eric, so I was wondering if he was.
You can't hear Eric.
No, I was just curious if he was picking up.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay.
Anyway, but I'll usually text the people the rest of the way down the driveway. Just be like,
hey,
there's gunshots gonna happen down here. Even
fair.
So that they don't think anything weird's going on.
I mean, I think that from the rest of the neighborhood's perspective, they probably thought we were using fireworks. I don't know. I mean, they're not that much louder than your average really loud ass firework. I mean, they just explode. And I just used the gunpowder from shotgun shells, and
you just took apart shotgun shells
for the most part. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Those would be the easiest ones to take
I was
apart
about to say,
because
they're
they're
just
plastic.
Yeah, I just cut them with a knife, drained the gunpowder out of it, and put it in fucking PVC. We made a Molotov too, but the Molotov didn't work the right way because we used alcohol instead of gasoline. So we were just stupid. But I mean, we were 12.
Probably for the best.
Probably for the best, honestly.
Yeah.
The only thing I ever made where it was I broke the fucking law was I blew up my ex-girlfriend's mailbox one time. And I think I've told that story before, but we didn't use gunpowder for that.
You know who else would blow up mailboxes for fun?
Nancy Reagan.
Uncle Ted.
Who the fuck is Uncle Ted?
Ted Kaczynski?
Ted
Kaczynski.
Uncle Ted.
A fucking
I see.
forest-dwelling fucking loser.
The industrial revolution
Child
and its
murdering
consequences.
Sociopath who does not deserve our time or thoughts.
You don't like Ted Kaczynski?
Obviously, he thinks Ted. Judge Eric would
put fucking Ted down.
Kaczynski.
He'd put his ass down.
Yeah, he would.
He sent
need.
bombs to random places with random fucking civilians there.
Yeah.
And the only reason everyone likes him
He's definitely a
is
murderer.
because he fucking failed to properly murder people most of the time. And every time he failed to murder people, he got pissed off and kept trying to build a better bomb so that he could murder more people. So don't mistake all of those things. It's just oh, what a great warning. No, he wanted random people to die every time.
Is he the I literally
He's
know
a dick.
nothing. I literally know nothing about the Unabomber. Is he the one that put bombs in teddy bears, or is that just Cowboy Bebop?
No, he put bombs in mailboxes at random politician houses.
And sometimes
Really?
they would make it to the people in question. Most of the
Sometimes
times
they
didn't.
wouldn't.
They mail them in the U.S. Postal Service?
Yes.
He's part of the reason the U.S. Postal had to change the way they did things.
Yeah, you ever wonder why they check things like that
Yeah,
nowadays?
check for bombs and drugs and all
I
that.
assume that these days, I assume they always check
No.
for bombs.
No.
What?
No.
They just, it never occurred
People
to them
just
somebody might send a
didn't
bomb.
mail
No, people
bombs
didn't
to each
do
other
it
very
until
often.
Ted Kaczynski started.
I guess, with hindsight is 2020. But
You know, unless you were a mobster in New York, I guess. It wasn't a widespread, people weren't bombing. It wasn't an issue. It wasn't a goddamn issue until the politicians started getting blown up.
you know what? You're
Until the
right.
kids
That's
the
what it
boo-
is.
Until the kids the boomers raised started growing up. The world seemed like a pretty nice place.
I was thinking about the 90s
Except
again.
for all the serial killers. That's one thing that if you were growing up in 60s, 70s type era, you had a lot of serial killers just happening at that time.
yeah.
No, you had a fistful of famous ones. There's probably way more now.
Okay,
There's actually not.
Where in the news are they?
No, I mean, they're not
Because
because
if
they're
it
not
bleeds,
in
it
the
leads,
news.
Eric.
Well, our forensics are so much better now that with like there's not really serial killers like a bygone concept now. It's actually a pretty
if it bleeds,
studied
it leads,
thing.
Eric. If there were
they
serial
kill
killers,
like 5 or 6 people and then it's done.
no,
Yeah.
there were serial killers around that were like crazy, like
Just
Ted Bundy.
didn't get caught for a long time.
Fucking when did
You're talking about the guys that like basically predated forensic like testing, and like
No, they definitely had DNA with Ted Bundy, right?
I don't think so. No,
I mean, I know they caught him
DNA
on, like, a
DNA stuff
traffic
was
thing,
like
but-
DNA stuff was like the 80s, and
Is that
like
when was DNA invented?
Well, God created the heavens and the earth.
where's the
and
Bible?
in
Anybody got the
7
Bible?
days,
It took
he
6
asked,
days.
He asked, like, what is it? John Crick and what's the other guy who discovered the DNA double helix thing? It was John Crick and something else.
1986. That's when
Oh,
God
wow.
created DNA.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Which one of the
who were
days
guys who
of
did it? Because now I want to know. Because I feel like one of them's name was something Crick or something like that.
I have no fucking clue.
There were like
Let me
2
see.
guys.
Of course,
Figured
it'd be
it
fucking
out.
England.
Of course, it'd be fucking England. They don't give a shit about people's rights. I don't. Fucking shit. Is it even gonna say? Gerald Parker, then a California prison on a parole violation stemming the raping of a child.
No, that's
No,
not it.
that's some law stuff.
I don't know. It ain't fucking on here, man. What do you want
All
from
right,
me?
in the comments.
Colin Pitchfork.
The guys who figured
That
out the
guy- that
double
guy-
helix thing.
Colin Pitchfork was arrested and convicted of the 1983 rape and murder of Linda Mann
All
in the
right, Colin Pitchfork
He
gets
better
the
have used
credit.
a pitchfork.
This all sounds fake. A man named Colin Pitchfork raped a woman named Linda Mann. That just sounds like
It sounds like the beginning of a copy pasta.
it sounds like a Futurama episode.
He was mad that she was a man.
And all he had was a pitchfork. When all you got is a pitchfork, everything looks like a bale of hay or something. I don't know. How do you
And
end
when your
that?
penis is a pitchfork, everything looks like a bale of hay too.
Eric, did you see that video that's going around about the cop?
Acorn.
Yeah, the Acorn cop. Hell yeah, Acorn cop.
Okay,
Even the
what's your favorite
conservative
part
side-
about that video?
I actually haven't seen it yet.
It's.
What?
I mean,
like-
really at all?
Eric,
Have you seen any
Eric,
clips?
you gotta fucking.
Everybody,
you gotta
like-
show him.
Everybody was commenting on it, and I just kind of passed it over.
Jesus, Eric, this is the greatest thing to come out of anything.
Yeah, ever anything. It's the best thing in the world, Eric. How can you? How can you not?
Ever
fucking
since
watch this?
Betty White.
One watching of Acorn cop later.
So yeah, he just mag dumps into his own car at the handcuffed suspect in the back of his own car.
Yeah, so like apparently what happened, and this is what I heard, is they were at the house because the guy had been harassing his girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and she had shown them a picture where it looked like he had a gun with a suppressor on it, but the only thing in the picture was it looked like a cylindrical object that they said looked like a suppressor in the report.
Mhm.
Of course.
Of course.
So on the way back to check if the guy had a gun on him, like to do a better frisk of him, I guess. Because an acorn fell and hit the top of his car. And he thought he shot the concealed gun at him.
Yeah, with a suppressor.
With a
He thought
suppressor.
that the sound of the acorn hitting the car was the
suppressed
suppressor.
pistol.
It was a
Yeah.
suppressed pistol.
So he freaked the fuck out.
Yeah. And unloaded a magazine into the back of his own squad car.
I love the
I think
bit
if you
where he
did
just goes.
a basic pat down, you should have been able to feel a gun with a suppressor.
yeah. Like
that's
And plus, he
Suppress-
was
the fun thing
handcuffed.
about
What is he gonna do handcuffed? How is he gonna aim in any significant way with his hand behind his back?
the big question for
Well,
everybody
some
was
people
like,
can loop their hands back under their ass and flip it back forward. That's possible.
Sure.
I mean, if they're athletic enough, I've seen people do it.
this man was actually 600 pounds.
I've
We
seen
just haven't
someone
seen
who was
it.
like
Let's not give him any more credit. Let's not
I've
give
just-
this cop any more credit than he needs.
Why not?
Well, just we
Because
have
he
to.
freaked the fuck out and doesn't deserve
Oh,
any.
he did freak the fuck out. But if we don't take it
For
apart
no
logically,
reason.
then we can be accused of not looking at it logically.
Who cares?
How are people going to know how to view the police if they don't listen to me and you argue about it, Will?
Yeah.
you watch
No
that
one
video?
will know how to understand law enforcement in the United States without you and me.
That guy's like
Everything
obviously
hinges on us and Patrick.
that guy's obviously a vet, right? Like that guy's obviously like
he actually-
PTSD, just fucking.
You know what's insane?
What?
He was a special forces officer who never saw combat, but did 2 tours in Afghanistan.
So he's just fucking PTSD. He's just fucking brainwashed into thinking he's going to get shot at by whatever people trained him. It freaked the shit out.
Pretty much, but like he never saw combat, so like, does he?
He's heard a gun go off. I mean, like,
Is
yeah.
that enough for? I've heard a gun go off.
No,
Is
I
that
mean,
enough
like
for-
he was traumatized by the training probably, and then he's heard a gun go off during training.
But a lot of people have gone through the same training. It doesn't traumatize everybody.
Well, he's a weak son of a bitch. Well, what do you want me to say?
I want you to say he doesn't
He's a
deserve
coward
to be a
little
cop,
pussy.
and he should have been arrested, and he wasn't.
Was he not arrested? He's
No.
on.
He resigned.
He's resigned.
But
Yeah.
he never got arrested for it.
I'm glad he resigned. That's probably a good sign.
That's something at least.
I don't know if after he's been nationally embarrassed and resigned from his post, if it's necessary to
Would
also
you-
charge him criminally in the court of law.
Because this happened.
Well, what would
months-
happen if I did it?
Well, if we put him in front of
If,
you, Eric, he's
oh,
saying
yeah,
if he's the
Judge-
judge.
No. I'm not the judge here. I want you two to be the judge here.
Okay.
I walk up to somebody's car, ask them a quick question. They're a little, a little ornery with me. And I happen to be concealed carrying, but I'm walking away from the situation, either like back to my car or back to the sidewalk for whatever reason why I walked up to the car in the first place. And as I'm getting 15, 20 feet away, an Acorn drops.
Wait, are you a cop or not?
Yeah,
No,
are you a
I'm
cop in
me
this?
in this scenario.
Okay, you're
I'm a
completely
civilian.
you.
I'm me. I
All
just
right.
happen to be concealed carrying
Cops are
legally.
civilians. I want to point that out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I'm
Acorn
like
drops.
legally concealed carrying or whatever,
Yeah.
and Acorn drops, and I turn, and I completely light up the back of his car.
I want to point out the guy.
Is it your car in this case, or is it his?
The other guy's in his car, and
Okay,
I think
okay.
he shot
I
at
want
me.
to point out that this guy did not get injured.
Yeah, somehow he unloaded he unloaded 2
Well, let's
magazines
say
into
I
the back
missed.
of that car.
Let's
yeah,
say
and he
I
missed.
missed. That's fine. Let's say that same thing happens. Let's say the guy mentioned something about having a gun
Yeah.
beforehand, and like that's when I walked away, and then I heard the Acorn drop, and I turned
And
around,
bang,
and lit
bang,
him
bang,
up.
bang, bang.
Yeah.
And you just
So-
unload into the back of the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm-
So I should go free, right?
That's
No, your-
criminal
your ass-
negligence at best,
Yeah,
right?
your ass is getting put in jail.
I mean,
Oh.
you're also you and not a cop, so like you're gonna get charged with discharging a firearm within the city limits, probably.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a lot of things that cops not gonna get. But
I
like
thought I was being shot at.
that's true.
Wouldn't that have been legal if I had been being shot at?
How much of the law is dictated by like the fear for your life in this? Like if this happened in Mississippi, he might actually get off scot free because he can just say he feared for his
No,
life.
because
And
I
then
think there's a reasonable expectation of like, for example, in the very basics of gun safety that they teach you, one of the things that they teach you is when like to make sure you have a target, and like have a clear target,
sure.
And you know what's behind it.
and you know what's behind it. Like that's one
Sure.
of the very basics. Like gotta know baby math bullshit. For
So
Okay.
I think
safety.
the people in that car are shooting a gun at me. So
yeah, he knows
you
what's
know.
in the car. He's shooting at
So
the
now
car
I'm
because he
shooting at
knows what's
them
behind
because
the
I
wall.
think they're shooting at me now.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know if mag dumping and then laying down to your side, also mag dumping into a street full of people is exactly making a clear target, is it?
I mean, he shot the back. I watched the video. He shot the back of the car. He didn't hit
He
anything
fucking hit
behind
the
the
guy.
car. He was like 5 feet from the car. He blew up the back of the car.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
car,
he-
the back of the car exploded. I saw
He
that
magged
shit.
up the shit in there. It didn't seem like he was shooting his rounds off weird. The other guy honestly just got lucky.
Yeah, he
couldn't
really
actually
did.
see where the dude's body was because the dude wasn't turned around looking at him or anything.
And I hope to God the moment he realized he was getting shot at, he got in the
Laid
fucking
down.
floor.
I hope so.
Yeah, my ass would have been like, holy damn. You know, really what it would come down to is I wouldn't want to do anything to the cop. Really. I would sue like the police force. I would sue the
Obviously,
city.
this is a way bad training.
Yeah. Either that or just
like either they're making cops so scared that like any little thing sets them off, or they're hiring people where any little thing sets them off.
yes,
Either
either
way,
one.
it's bad.
Are they wrong to be that scared in this environment?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I think they are.
Violent
I think that's
crime
up to
is
personal.
way down.
That's personal opinion
Cop hate
because
is
cop.
through the roof.
Yeah, cop hate is like all
Show
the way to the
me-
top.
I think that's largely propaganda.
You're an example of it. Like I don't.
I don't-
What are you talking about?
What?
Out of like the three of us, you are like you are the rhetoric of cop.
I hate
of cop
the
hate.
system, yes, but
Yeah.
like,
But there's most people are like you now. It's like if
yeah,
you're
but
outside of Mississippi.
but I'm not being violent.
No, of course not. But like
yeah,
they
so,
don't
like-
know that they're cops.
Exactly.
They have no
exactly.
idea.
So their training shouldn't reflect the idea that I'm just going to immediately be a violent person towards them.
No.
All of
the
like
only
I
reason
I
I'm
think
calling
Talking to your
85
microphone, Eric.
I think 85% of like training for cops, and I know this because I've listened to several people who've gone through police academy, is training for like scenarios where they're being violenced at, where the vast majority of situations that they're going to be involved in are not violent.
I agree with that.
The trick about a cop is being good at de-escalation.
Which
okay?
none of them are.
Some of them are.
Some of them are.
Very
give you
few,
that.
but yeah, I'll give you that.
Can't keep making these sweeping statements
Yeah.
here, okay?
I can. I like
Some of them are
being-
super good at de-escalating.
Yeah.
sure. Like
And
Samuel Jackson and the Negotiator.
that's probably
Yeah,
not.
dude. Like fictional cop. My favorite
Like
de-escalating cop.
RoboCop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, cops are put in training to where their whole idea is that they're going to have to deal with violent situations.
Yeah,
and
like
then
I
it
don't
scares
call
them.
cops because I think that this person can be rationally spoken to. If that's what I thought, I'm a rational human being and I can speak to someone and be like, hey, that seems crazy, man. Stop doing that.
I am friends
You know.
and regularly I cannot say that word.
Are you about to say
regularly-
regularly talk, but you couldn't actually regularly talk?
Yeah. But regularly talk to a dispatcher. And
Sure.
a large majority of what people call cops over is bullshit.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people being
That's fine.
scared, people being like worried.
Like there's a guy walking in my neighborhood.
My parents
Could
my
you
parents
call-
did that
could you
shit.
come over and like check him out?
My parents called the cop on a black guy walking down their street one time.
So now I just want to like let's take that scenario. There's
Yeah,
just a guy
yeah.
walking down the street
yeah.
and like the cops going there, dispatch like there's a suspicious, male
Individual.
in
African American
in
male.
this gated community.
Yeah.
He's jogging.
A melanin mystery, if you will.
We need to go investigate that. And like all this cops training when he's shooting his targets, they're black. When
Yes, of course. It's nighttime. It's a moonlight melanin mystery.
the night watch is chasing this guy down. He's in a hoodie.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All of the sides are there.
Yeah. The cop's name is George. His last name starts with a Z, but I'm not going to say the rest of it,
But he doesn't know what to
Zendaya.
think.
Of course. I mean, the black guy, obviously, the one thing he knows out of
We've
this
only
is...
trained him to go kill that guy.
And the black guy is looking out of there like, man, I really shouldn't be around here.
I gotta get home.
It sucks is the only way I
Clearly,
can get
the
to the gas
lesson
station.
is
Man, it's a good
single
thing I have this,
black
like-
men shouldn't walk through nice, pristine white
Man,
neighborhoods.
I keep pointing my phone at people like it's a gun. That's a great
Yeah,
idea.
God. I mean, like, I scolded my parents almost immediately for that because, of course, I was like, look, dude, he's not doing anything. he's scaring you because you're not used to seeing that here. But that's 99% of what I think cops get called on is people see a thing that they're not used to seeing and they're scared of the unknown.
Yeah, there's something out of the usual happen.
Something out
and
of the
they're
usual
just like,
happens.
I think
"Hey,
that when
just check on
like
that."
85% of the training is like violence.
Mm-hmm.
and like it's all predicated on like and like all the media that you see for cops is like they're getting into shootouts, they're solving like bad boys, terrorism, they're fucking gangers, drugs, and all that kind of wild shit that's happening.
Most of it's just waiting around and talking to dysfunctional
exactly
couples.
So like these cops are on a hair trigger. I'm just saying, like, you gotta calm them down.
Have you watched Canadian Cops? And
No.
I'm going somewhere with this.
No.
All right, so me and Kira watched a few episodes of Cops because you like Cops. You were watching Cops downstairs like a couple of years ago. You were like, "Yeah, I love the show Cops."
I still love the show Cops.
Yeah, so me and Kira came upstairs, and Kira was watching Canadian Cops, and the difference between American and Canadian Cops is astounding. Like, Canadian Cops are just so much more, like, you can tell their training is different. Like, they get serious when shit needs to get serious, but other than that, they just seem like the most chill fucking individuals. They're just talking to a drunk dude. They're like, "Look, man, I'm the police. You can either listen to me or not, and we can make this violent if you want to."
I've seen them take drunk people home.
Yeah. It's Canadian Cops. I think what you're getting at and what you're right on in this is that American police training must be predicated on some idea that it must have been really violent in the 90s and 80s.
This is a war
cops.
between us and them.
It must be the war on drugs.
No. I've known cops in America who've just taken the local drunk home before.
Of course, yes.
Random homeless person or whatever. Just like, "Oh, it's him again. He's not really going to do anything. I'll just go
So
tell
our
him to
media
chill
is really
out."
fucked up.
And maybe the training.
Both. The training
still
is the
think the
biggest
yeah.
issue. There are definitely corrupt cops out there, and the media can't portray anything without just being an outrageous moral hurricane.
Grandstand.
No, don't get me wrong. I don't think every little thing is horrible. Like, there's a lot of cases where like a shooting does happen, and I'll watch the video. I'm like, nah, that was justified.
Yeah, dude, did you see that? Like, and I hate to say it this way because this is all the only facts I know about this. Shooting in Texas that happened at like a mall, and this black cop was just at the mall, just happened to be like shopping or something, and he hears a shootout happen. Shit gets serious. He's just like hanging out. They've got like the footage of him. He's just like helping some dude like with like a parking thing. And it's not even like giving him a ticket. He's just like, "Hey, where can I park?" He's like, "Yeah, you can park like over there." And then he just hears pop, pop, pop. And he's like, "All right, dude, you need to get the fuck out of here right now. Forget your parking shit. Leave.
Drive.
Yeah, he gets on his radio, says he's got an active shooter, gets to his car, gets the AR fucking out, runs like a mile and a half, like sprinting with the AR, like fucking Space Marine.
What a champ.
Yeah, and then gets there, sees the guy, tells the guy to put it down. Guy points the gun at him, he puts him down immediately, and he saved like countless lives.
Yeah.
What a champ. See,
That training worked out. That
yeah, and I don't disagree that shouldn't be part of it. I'm just saying, like, that's not most of it.
is
You're
that
saying
what
it
he
should just be the National Guard.
but
And that
is that what he was trained
Well,
for?
yes,
Is
and-
that what the training is? Are they trained for active shooters and that's what they're scared of constantly? Is active shooting becoming such a problem that cops are trained on the predication that they are going to be dealing with active shooters
For
regularly?
modern police officers?
Yes.
Yes.
That must be terrifying.
Well, I gotta say,
If not like,
and I think it has that combined with and I don't necessarily think that hiring veterans to be cops is a bad thing, but I do think it's a problem when we don't provide our veterans any fucking support. So when we
mental health services
yes,
for damn
so
sure.
when we hire veterans, and a lot of them have PTSD, and it's known that the war in the Middle East caused a lot of PTSD. They are
like
in these,
war causes PTSD.
and
think,
the war on terrorism is famous for the causing PTSD.
Did you say terrorism?
Yeah, terrorism.
Patrick, well, look up terrorism. Put up the definition of terrorism.
The War of Terror is famous for existing at the same time when we
Causing
were
PTSD.
When we were analyzing what PTSD is. If you want the war that was famous,
Oh my God.
most famous for PTSD, I'd say that would be World War One.
Yeah, but we called it shell shock at the
Yeah,
time.
we didn't even
did.
believe in
Yeah.
it then.
Yeah,
So it's not.
It was like a
World
new
War
idea.
One is famous for trenches.
Well, that's what I'm saying is PTSD's always been there. It's just
Yeah, but when
we
you think of the war
started
on terror,
labeling it. I'm
let's-
sure it was way worse in World War One than it was during the fucking piddly ass Iraq War.
Yeah, probably.
Look,
You know,
nitpick,
Vietnam too.
Nitpick something
we
else.
lost more
damn it. That's not
people
the
in a
point.
day during World War One than we lost during the entire war in Iraq.
Yes, but it's not known for PTSD. It's known for trench warfare.
He's saying he doesn't know if it's.
They just didn't know what PTSD was.
He
That's
doesn't know
not
if it's
even
a
what we're
legitimate-
talking about. You're changing the entire subject.
No, he's saying he doesn't know if it's a legitimate thing to say that the war was known for causing PTSD when we know PTSD is another
But
thing
that is
previously.
legitimately
has
what
always
the
been
war on
causing
terror
war.
is famous for.
It's
Is for
famous-
the soldiers who came back, came back because they survived, were riddled with PTSD.
It's famous because we were able to diagnose them.
Yeah,
If
I
mental
agree with
health
Eric.
wasn't where it was, then we wouldn't look at it any different from we would any of the previous wars.
Okay,
In fact, we'd
but-
probably look
but-
at it as a big diet war where everyone was mostly fine.
But here's the thing: it wasn't back then, so the war back then couldn't be famous for that.
Yeah, Vietnam was famous for like fucking PTSD. I mean, we have Rambo as like the movie about
He's like the
PTSD.
poster boy for
yeah,
PTSD.
exactly, for war PTSD.
I guess.
We just didn't have the word for
I guess
it
that's
yet.
fair.
Yeah, like the
Out
the
of
thing
all
you're
of
talking
them-
about is a very famous subject in war in general.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying
You're saying a
just
lot of people came
forget
back
it.
from
We
Iraq with
nitpicked you to
PTSD.
hell
Yeah,
and
that's
back.
all.
Go back
you,
to your
that's
point.
Need,
Yeah, yeah.
That's all you need to
So
understand. is that a lot of soldiers
PTSD,
came
a lot
back
of soldiers
with PTSD.
had. We finally
We're
realized
hiring
soldiers
them
were
as
getting
cops. People get shot at, or they think people are getting shot at, or whatever. They freak the fuck out and shoot people.
Okay,
I'm
that's
worried
an
about
fucking
overgeneralization of PTSD.
No, there's plenty of
people-
stories where people are like, I blacked out, and the next thing I know, I had my hand around his throat and
Yeah, and
pulling
there's
a gun
plenty of
on
people
him.
who never went to the military who have that same fucking story where they black out and do that. And PTSD, there's millions of sufferers of PTSD who are not violent sociopaths at the crack of a firework.
But I'm not.
You know,
I'm not
that is
saying
a
every
small
PTSD
percentage of it.
I'm not saying every PTSD sufferer grabs a gun. I'm saying I'm saying that people who gravitate towards police work might suffer a lot more from that.
Yes, because that kind of work causes PTSD.
And what I'm trying to say is maybe we shouldn't hire, or at least not support
People who are suited to do that kind of job.
people who are going to be in a job where they could get their PTSD triggered very easily.
The thing that,
PTSD comes from the job.
And can
well,
get-
and from before it too. If
Yes.
they were in the
But
military before and then
kind
they
of
become
shit
police officers.
that makes you a good police officer could potentially give you PTSD. And there are a lot of people who get PTSD and then continue to be good police or soldiers.
Sure, absolutely. I
Most
think
of them
Will's
do.
best argument here is that as the United States, we do a terrible job providing mental health services to people who need it.
That's what I'm trying to
That's
say.
something that
Yeah.
just needs to be monitored more. You're making it sound more like every soldier who comes back with PTSD is going
That's
to
not what I'm
flip their
trying to
shit.
say.
No, he's not
No,
saying
but the
that. He's
framing
just-
of it comes out that way.
I don't think it does.
Nah,
I think
man,
you're,
that's not
I
what
think
he was
you're,
saying.
I think you're projecting a lot of things you've heard other people say onto what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, his main point at the beginning was we don't give people who came back from Iraq mental health, like anything, services that they deserve for what they did.
And I think that
Absolutely.
being
Those
in a
people become
job
cops,
that
where-
where a lot of their training is, you're going to be shot. You're going
Yeah.
to be in the most dangerous situations. You're going to be in a high stress, high thing situation, whatever, dealing with terrorism, dealing with bomb threats, dealing with drugs, gangs, and whatever.
So yeah, veterans make good.
So
they
good
do,
cops.
yes,
I'm
but
not
they need
saying
more
that they're
help.
not. I'm saying that they're in a situation where if they already have PTSD, they're in a job where it can be triggered much easier. So you're going to have a lot more situations where people freak out and make mistakes
because they don't have the help that we
because
should
they don't
be
have
giving
the
them.
help.
Okay.
We
So
need to.
The only answer to that question is very simple. Then we just need more mental health benefits for military and police.
Goddamn, absolutely.
At the end of the day, PTSD is going to come with police work the same way getting shot
yeah,
comes with police and military.
or having your dad throw a tear gas grenade at you. Right.
Which you are neither in the police nor
Right,
the military.
right, guys.
so-
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
sure.
Okay. Yeah.
If you've had
Yes.
If that's what you think means that you didn't have a horrific childhood, then I think that you should continue to believe that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think at this point, that's probably the only
You know
healthy
what
way to
I-
move through this.
What I didn't think was going to come of this conversation was it sounds like all of us, though we all think the guy obviously did something wrong by unloading his firearm to the back of his own car, we all have sympathy for him. Like, in some capacity, we have this idea in our head that there's a very real possibility he was traumatized and that something happened to him.
Obviously, he had a mental break.
And he had a mental break. And perhaps if we had the mental health services that would be needed to provide that man with what he needs to not do that, then this wouldn't have happened.
I would say that man should be barred from having a job that involves holding a gun.
Probably.
Forever.
Probably. But would he be...
Now, here's another thing. I am not saying that he should not be allowed to own guns.
But would he be barred for that job if we had given him the mental health services that he needed? If he had the mental health services that he needed, that situation might have never happened. Then he wouldn't have to be barred from that job.
He might have been diagnosed and then barred for that job because he had been diagnosed for it.
He might have been
disqualified. It would have been a safer
here's what
situation.
happens here. And then you take somebody who's been living that lifestyle for that long and been doing it, and then you tell them like, okay, don't worry, we can cure you. You just can't do any of the things that you've trained for or like doing for the last 15 years of your life. Good job out there. Go into the employee world and have a good time. And why are you reaching for your gun? Oh, no, stop.
In my head, I was
another one. Dang it.
So
I tell them their entire life is worthless and that they should completely restart at the age of 35 after being in the military forever. And for some reason, they just kill themselves every time.
Speaking of, if this happened like a few months ago, right?
Problem.
Like back in November or something like that. So like they're just now releasing all the footage and stuff. If this like happened to you and like you just became a national embarrassment, would you just kill yourself?
I don't believe in suicide, so no.
Yes, definitely. And I'd
Yeah.
probably take everybody else with me.
I had to really consider it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm just like, God damn, everybody knows I'd fucked right. Like I got freaked out over an Acorn. Like I bitched out on an Acorn.
I might make the rest. I try to monopolize on my Acorn scare and sell scary Acorn t-shirts.
Hey everybody, I'm scared Acorn guy.
I'm Scary the Acorn. I dress up as an acorn and go outside my house.
You just start shooting the air.
I'd go out to the Walmart dressed as an acorn and start shooting everybody shopping.
How's everybody doing today? I'm Scary the Acorn. What the fuck was that? What was it? What the fuck?
Would it be funnier for him to be Scary or Shooty the Acorn?
I'm sorry. That was a shopping cart, boys
you know
and
what it
girls.
should be?
Just a little buggy hitting a car. Somebody let go of it too early, but that's okay. God let go of them too early today. And that's my bad.
You should find like a suicidal partner and like have them dress up as a crazy squirrel who chases you around.
Just get a new suicidal partner every episode. And at the end of the episode, he finally catches up to you and you go, ah! And then like kill him.
There's only going to be one episode, Eric. There's suicide. It's a
suicide.
suicide.
It's gonna be
suicide. It's a suicide thing.
Yeah, they kill themselves at the end of the episode.
I mean,
It's season 1, episode 1.
We're hoping this is going to go for a long time.
Well, no, he has to like paranoidly kill all of the other like guest stars for a long time because he falsely thinks he's under attack.
It's just a snuff film about like it's like 3 hours long, cut up into like 6 episodes of them killing random shoppers, and eventually they kill themselves.
Here's Sassy the squirrel shopper going down the cart.
Bang!
Uh-oh, that wheel just hit that little corner weird. Oh my God!
Yeah, just the slightest thing always sets him off, and the whole joke of the whole show is small things set him off, and he shoots civilians.
He murders civilians. Yes.
That's
Someone
fucking
drops
good.
a jar of pickles, like at the grocery store. You see him turn around with like an AR and just light up the whole aisle. Terrorist!
He throws a fucking grenade. His armaments just get more extreme as the show goes
The
on.
louder the incident.
The last bit is him just launching all the nukes for some minor altercation.
No, that's when like the store like employee's like, "Sir."
Yeah. Well, this has been the AnythingCast, folks. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
I'm Will.
All right, there we go. Thank you, Will. Thank you very much. That was very nice of you. You didn't have to do that, but you did, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Great.
I love you.